Hey everybody, and today I'm going to be breaking with my tradition of the last couple of reviews. As I typically tell you what I'm going to be reviewing next. At the last video, I said I'd be doing James Rowland's Blood Gospel. That's been put on hold because today I need to speak to you about a novel that is called You. Now, this novel is by Austin Grossman. He's the author of Soon I Will Be Invincible, which was a really fantastic superhero novel. Highly recommended if you want to, find something else to read. It's kind of cool. It's actually told in first person, but from both a superhero and a supervillain's point of view. So it's cool. It's a great little novel. Anyway, when I heard that this novel was coming out and that it focused on the video game industry, I just had to pick it up. So let's talk about it. So the story of You is about a character named Russell. Now, Russell has spent all of his time since high school basically trying to chase the normal life, trying to go to like law school, trying to basically not be a nerd, not be a hacker, not be a games kind of guy. And when all of that basically falls apart, he turns to his friends from high school who have formed their own game company called Black Arts, and he gets a job with them. Now, Russell, when he gets this job, he's put in charge of helping to design their brand new video game. And in the course of designing this game, he discovers a bug that actually threatens every piece of software that Black Arts has ever created. And so You is set up primarily as a bit of a mystery in terms of why does this glitch exist? How is it going to be found? Can it be overcome? What is the future of Black Arts? And it deals a little bit with also the mysterious death of the founder of Black Arts. I think the first thing that needs to be said about this novel right off the bat is that the campaign for it is completely misleading. It makes it sound much more like Ready Player One, which you can see my review for. I'll put a link either down there or up there, over there, yeah. Um, so I did a review on Ready Player One. Ready Player One is basically a let's put as much fanboy, hyperkinetic action into one novel and frame it in a video game world as possible. You is not about that. You is a far more quiet novel. It is much more about a person being an adult and realizing that they have no idea who they are. Realizing that they wake up every morning and they dislike where their life has been and where their life appears to be going. It is about finding yourself while playing a character that is nothing like you. In a way, it looks at video games as a means of discovering who you are, as a means of both escaping who you are and also discovering who you are based on how you play the game. And in this way, it's a very, very different novel. It's a much more mature novel. It floats between being told in this hard and fast world of video game design. It's set in the late 90s when video games were really starting to break into being considered sort of a mainstream media format and competing with the hallowed ground of movies and so forth. And so it's at this cutting edge moment that Grossman focuses in searching for the bug. Russell's story is played out in several different ways. On one hand, it's played out in reminiscences about his time with the other people that formed Black Arts when they were kids, what it felt like to be in that moment where computers were just becoming popular, and this sudden realization that there could be games, that the worlds could become limitless, and that there were really no boundaries as long as you could make the technology do what you wanted it to. And it follows them through high school, and there's also this reality version of Russell's story where it focuses on him trying to come to terms with what is this industry, how does the industry work, what are all of the ways that all of these people work together. And it's cool because Grossman is actually a game designer, so there is a lot of inside knowledge to this, so it feels authentic. But the thing that makes You kind of interesting is there's also this dreamlike quality where we join Russell as he plays a number of Black Arts video games, and the line between the reality that he lives in and the reality of the game become blurred. And there's times where you question yourself, now, is this something that we're doing in the game? Is this something that's all in Russell's head? And it adds this dreamlike quality to the story and this fantastical element to the story. And as I said, really hammers through this point of Russell using the game and the characters in the game to discover who he is and to try and discover what it is that black arts is and what does it mean. So in general, You is a fantastic novel if you give it that chance. If you're looking for Ready Player One, if you're looking for some fast-paced action, if you're looking for all sorts of tropes and a whole bunch of pop cultural references, that's not as much here. That really isn't. This is much more of a contemplative work. It's much more of a adult novel. Once again, the character in Ready Player One, he's 17, 18 years of age, and in You, we're talking 28 years of age. Very different stages in their lives. Ready Player One set in this dystopian future. You is set in 1998. Good old US of A, 1998. So, once again, like, this story is all about identity. This story is about you, and how do you discover who you are by playing a video game. And we follow Russell as that's what he discovers. I give You a really big thumbs up. I really, really enjoyed this novel. It really spoke to me on all of those levels. I mean, there's lots of times as an adult that you kind of wake up to and say to yourself, like, how did I get here? Where am I going? And sometimes it feels almost hopeless because you're already an adult. You're not that wide-eyed child that has the whole world ahead of you. You're locked into bills, raising kids, and it just seems to be so much more difficult. And it was kind of cool to see those doubts and those questions framed in video games. And I really was able to relate to it because that was the era that I grew up through, and I do remember us discovering computers for the first time and how it just seemed to open up the world. And in this case, it was video games. For me, when I discovered computers, it was all about writing and learning to type on the computer and being able to cut and paste and move words around without deleting them. It opened up a creative world to me, and so this spoke to me in that way as well. So everybody, I really recommend You. Go check it out, as long as you're looking for a mature novel that's going to be more of a cerebral read as opposed to sort of the bombastic situation that you'll find yourself in Ready Player One. So that's my review. Now, I will try to get to Blood Gospel next. I am about halfway through the novel, and I am enjoying it, so I will do my best to finish that. So there you go, everybody. Thanks very much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.